Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, even if it's just getting started. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with your early morning intuitive guidance, ready to give us a little something to chew on for the day and to practice, and over the course of time to boost ourselves into a higher way of being as we walk this earth. Good morning, Joe. Welcome, welcome. I was thinking about that. So I have been doing early morning intuitive guidances for pushing, it's got to be somewhere in the 6 to 7 year range. Good morning, Luann. Glad you're here. Looks like someone else is hiding in the background. Might be Diane, too. Whoever's here. Glad you guys are here. But 6 years of these, I'm just ballpark. So let's do math. 365 times 6 equals 2,190 early morning intuitive guidances. Good morning, Cindy. Glad you're here. I just think that's a hoot. 2,190 opportunities for us to take a look at our lives, decide what's working, what isn't working, what we need to tweak a little bit, etc. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Yay! Awesome. And it's so funny when you type in a comment, then shortly after, then your name pops up. Whatever. I just think technology is one of those uneasy bedfellows we have. So I love our card today. It fits very well with the theme we've been rolling with for the last little bit. So Wild Offerings deck by Tosha Silver. Offering deck. I gotta remember to take the S off. But it's very pretty card. Striving. I like the orange on the top and the bottom. Kind of fun. All right. So, oh, wait, forgot to show you Ganesh. There's your little dose of pink elephant for the day. So, some nice deep breaths. Maybe a little shake. Get all the kinks out for this morning. Settling into right here, right now. Ready to take this message in. And this is a message we've gotten before. Not this particular card, striving, but the theme of this message. And whenever we have a theme come up repeatedly, I always feel like it's, again, Spirit knocking on our consciousness door, saying, hey, time to pay more attention to this. Striving. Eventually, the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced by a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. So, just a quick assessment for yourself. Take a breath in. Let it go. And what's your sense for yourself of how you're doing on letting the Divine take the lead? On not making things happen, but allowing the unfolding. How you doing on that? I know for me, with the move coming up, and I got to show you my bookshelf there. Look at that, baby. Almost empty. I'm so excited. And you should see the stack over there of boxes of books. I've probably parted with maybe 6 boxes of books, but I kept more than that. Books are my friend. I have a hard time letting go of books. And I'm sure when I get where I'm going and I have the time to go through the boxes again, I will look at some of those books and go, why did I keep this? But for now, they may need to travel with me. We'll see. So the psychic who gave me a reading last fall, before any of this was even on the radar screen, said, you're going to be moving and you need to clear out a bunch of stuff now and get rid of more than you think you need to get rid of. And I'm only semi-heeding her guidance, so I'm sure there will be the point where I think, why didn't I just listen to her? But nonetheless, so letting go of our ego's drive to make things happen. When we feel, and this fits in so well with today's Empowerment Rising, which is on faith and trust, is when we're not operating in faith, when we're not feeling trusting of the universe that we will be led and things will unfold in divine right order, that's when we start overworking that striving muscle. That's when we step in like, okay, God, you're not going to do it right, so I've got to step in and tell you how to do it, or have the agenda, or make things happen, or whatever. So practicing faith and trust. This is going to unfold exactly as I need it to. Check in with your body. Your body's going to be one of your greatest wisdom guides. When do you, what are your bodily signals, good morning, Charlene, that tell you when you're pushing too hard? For me, there's a tension right across here, and kind of almost a leaning forward, like I got to make this happen. When I feel that, that's one of my cues to sit back, take a breath, check in with spirit. Okay, what would you have me do next? Where do I go from here? And step out of that push, push, push thing. We are working to create a balance between being and doing, the divine masculine and feminine. We're working to create a flow in that. Notice I even use the word working. It's so part of our lexicon to view this as work, as opposed to feeling into it. Feeling into it. Okay, so do I, on the bicycle of life, is now a time for pedaling or is now a time for coasting? We need to do both. We get to do both. So for me right now, there needs to be a good balance between pedaling and coasting. Because if all I'm doing is pedaling, I'm going to exhaust myself and be useless when it's actually move day. If I'm only coasting, move day is going to come and I'm not going to be ready and I'll be scrambling. So to have that divine right timing of pedaling and coasting is what I'm practicing right now. What about for you? And when we make a discernment that I probably need to be pedaling a little bit more, or I probably need to be coasting a little bit more. And again, you can use your body as your instrument. Your body will tell you what you need. If you are tired, if you feel like, geez, a nap would be great right now, or you find yourself just sitting staring out the window, you probably need more coasting time. If, on the other hand, there's thoughts buzzing through your head of, you got to do this, you need to do that, you got to do this, A, take a breath. But B, you're probably you need more pedaling time. And the flow of pedaling, how can I add in a little more pedal, a little more zhuzh? I don't have to go nuts with this thing, but if I've been spending 10 minutes a day on the things that are rolling through my head, maybe I spend 15. Again, you don't have to go nuts. I'm going to take a whole day, and I don't know about for you, but that historically has backfired for me. If I do I don't clean, and then I spend a whole day cleaning, it's not fun. It's miserable, and I don't want to do it again. And it sets up the whole pattern to repeat itself. There's a lovely little book by a woman named Marla Cilley, C-I-L-L-Y. There might be an E in there, C-I-L-L-E-Y, but it's called Sync Reflections. And basically she wrote a book on how do you take care of things? How do you take care of you? How do you take care of your house? How do you take care of your kids? Especially if you have like a mental illness kind of an issue going on, anxiety, depression, whatever. How do you do that, excuse me, in a kind and loving way? So she says, if you get up in the morning and you look at your house and it looks like it threw up on itself, basically polish your sink. Shine up your sink. Good enough. There you are. Yay, you. Because oftentimes what happens is when we do the one thing, polish up the sink, okay, I guess I can throw all these dishes in the dishwasher, and I guess I can wipe off the counter, and you get a couple more things done. Again, you don't want to go nuts because that pedal like a crazy person sets you up to only want to coast because you're exhausted. As opposed to a little pedaling, a little coasting, a little pedaling, a little coasting. This is about moderation. Moderation. And the gist with moderation is over time, you get a ton more done because you're not burning yourself out and you're not ignoring and actively avoiding whatever it is that needs to get done. Try it. See what you think. See what you think. So, for today, I'd like you thinking about where in your life could you pedal a little more? And where in your life have you been pedaling furiously and maybe need to coast a bit? So all we're doing is adjusting the dials a little bit on your life flow to see if that suits you better. Okay, we're not doing overhauls. Overhauls are kind of the diet mentality, and we don't sustain that stuff. We can't hang on to that stuff. I mean, the research on diets is between 2 and 5% of people can maintain it for 5 years. That's abysmal. That's absolutely abysmal. Why would we throw our hat in the ring of that? Ew. So instead, do something different. So I'm just, as long as I brought up diet, let's just use that as one example. So things that I would, in adjusting the pedaling versus coasting thing, I would add in more water. Add in more water. That's a simple one to do. Get that one started and going for a week. Then I'm going to clean out the refrigerator. Get rid of all the yuck stuff that's in there. Don't tell me you don't have yuck stuff. I just got a new refrigerator a while ago, and there was some crap in the old one stuffed in the back of the freezer from 2019. Yeah. So just adjusting a little bit. So maybe then the next thing is I'm going to buy a couple of organic things when I go to the store. Just a couple. I'll keep doing the rest the way I am, but just a couple. Add a few things in. Then I'm going to go on Pinterest and find 1 or 2 recipes that sound like fun. All these little incremental changes over time end up yielding big results. Big results. And I love the one of starting with water. I think that is life-changing. And I don't think that's overstating it at all. Add in some water. And you can do that however works for you. Some people like to sit out the container of water with this is as much as I need to drink today. Some people like to have it lined up in unit doses so that they know by the end of the day that all needs to be drunk. If you are a bottled water person, which I hope you're not, but if you are, please recycle those bottles. Please recycle those bottles. Mother Earth and me, well, thank you. There you go. Mother Earth and I. Never mind. So, tweaking your dials, adjusting your dials a little bit today. That is your goal. Excuse me. And again, those of you who will be joining me on Empowerment Rising today, bring a paper and pencil because we got some really cool stuff we're going to do today that I think is again going to make these kinds of adjustments to our life walk. That's going to be very helpful for everybody. Have an awesome Sunday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.